Scotland is a part of the United Kingdom and has a population of 5.4 million people. It's surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean to the north and west and has more than 719 islands in total. If you look at the Scottish English alone, people of Scotland refer this as a dialect that is spoken in Scotland, or Scottish Standard English to be more precise. Different from this dialect, we have something separate called Gaelic, which is known to be a language of its own that is being spoken in Scotland by roughly 1% of the total population. While for the rest, Scottish Standard English is one of the dominating by far, with an estimate of 99% of the population alone. We also have the second most spoken language in Scotland that is called Scots, which is being spoken by mildly 30% of the Scottish citizens, and is also known along with the Gaelic English to be more of a minority language in the country.
So what influences Scottish English? You can say that Scottish English is a result of Scots and Standard English. As Nikolai said, it's spoken by 99% of the population, but there are also other influences such as the Norses and the Gaelic language. Until around 1500, then the Gaelic language was called Scottish, and the Scots language was actually called English. This might also be the reason why some people disagree whether Scots is an English dialect or language. Me and Nikolai are now going to have a TED talk, but there's a twist. We will be attempting a Scottish accent of our own.
We are about to show off a form of conversation in Scottish where we have basic words to explain the definition of slang, items, spelling, and we are as well going through the pronunciation of some of these words to explain the difference between Scottish Standard English and normal British English. How is your foot, mate?
Meh, it's alright, my friend.
Feeling miss you're playing, you're doing just fine.
I guess so.
Do you need me to help you with something?
No, you idiot, I told you that I'm already fine.
As you heard me say, if you look at the word foot, it has two O's which makes the elongate where we get an O sound. That in Scottish sounds like U. So if we say it again, the word will sound like this, foot.
In the second line of the script, I can start with the word meh. In Scottish English, the E in the meh gets slightly extended where it sounds like this, meh. The second word is alright, and here we get the same extension in the E sound and it sounds like this, alright. You might also notice that I roll my R's, and that is because Scottish accent is actually rhotic.
In the third line, we see an example of idioms where failing means you're playing has a different sort of meaning where it briefly explains when you fail at something, at least you're trying. And in the second word, we get a change in the way you say fine, where the word gets a wider I sound that sounds like this, fine.
In the fourth line of the script, the end of the word so gets a change where it sounds much flatter, almost like an or. So it sounds like this, saw.
In the fifth line, we get the word wit, where the I sound in wit gets more wider and sounds almost like an E. The word something changed for the reason of the I being there, and it gets a wider I sound. The G is also completely removed, so it goes like this, something.
In this last sentence, you might notice a new word that you've probably not heard before, and that's the word edgit, which is a slang word for idiot. This is sometimes used in Scotland. So here's for the fun fact section. According to experts, younger Scots are no longer pronouncing the R in words as forcefully as older generations. So they might be softening words such as car, bar and fur. So this is the poem section of our presentation, where we've chosen a poem called Hello, I'm Scotland, that is written by a guy named Michael in 2017.
I too forget such simple things. Perhaps I've never known all of the numbers of the buses and the routes and the vagaries in the roadworks. But I do remember bonfires in of them bellies as whole families, politicus, breakfast, over toasted soldiers and eggs unfit and fit for the bid.
We jumped without parachutes, so that have you think, skirted around each other's glances, like window cleaners avoiding a high-up mucky splodge. It wasn't that at all, more a faith in flying.